The following is a presentation of BiGGs Media Services.
Alarm clock's blaring like a car horn. Only one thing sets it off on a weekend morn. Dash to the shower, wash off the dirt. Then to the closet for a collared shirt. Run to the car like a stud race horse. Step on the gas to get to the course. Racing to the first tee, knowing what fun it will be. Soon the starter will call me to the first tee.
Are you ready? Time to play the game!
BiGGs Golf Talk for golfers.
You want to hear a nice golf joke? Yeah, I should have showed up and watched me play yesterday. I should be put on Chick Galore or something like that. A team named that. Scramblers. That's it. Scramblers, that's a team I should be on. Because I was scrambling for my ball.
There's a golf shot. That's a golf shot.
Hey, when am I going to get the caddy?
The bag is bigger than you.
So?
That white one?
Yeah?
That's the one you're carrying.
Oh, man, that thing's a boat anchor.
I haven't had golf anything since high school.
No, that's you, not me. She likes to enjoy a beverage herself. Is that what you're trying to say?
I might be distracted. That's another story. Golf course and equipment reviews, golf news, guests, and lots of golf humor. When you need to drive for show,
Are you ready?
For
BiGGs Golf Talk.
I'm special.
Yes, you are, with a helmet.
So I got that going for me, which is nice.
It is showtime, baby! Here we go! BiGGs Golf Talk is presented by U.S. Golf Challenge with Tito's Vodka. Qualify for the 2020 National Championship at a local qualifier near you, and soon there will be 2020 National Qualifiers listed at usgolfchallenge.com and at biggsgolftalk.com. BiGGs Golf Talk, also sponsored in part by ShotScope, Data is Power, OnCore Golf, Photo Ball Marker, McNally 22, Ready Putt, and Spider Divot Tools. Connect with BiGGs Golf Talk on the social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Golfballed. Subscribe to us on YouTube, in iTunes. We're available in the Google Play Music Store, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all your smart home devices. And now, Bill the GolfFather Cuebas, we are available on TuneIn in the Sports Channel.
Woohoo! Yeah!
Potentially 100 million new listeners listening to BiGGs Golf Talk.
That is amazing. We continue to grow. I mean, we made a plan a couple years ago, and I think we surpassed every goal that we've had, and we continue to grow. And our sponsors continue to be very supportive, the ones that we've had for years, and we've had a bunch of new, really great ones coming on. I look forward to 2020 already, man. It's coming.
It's coming. I am looking forward to it as well. Our website is www.biggsgolftalk.com, BIGGS golftalk.com. And boy, oh boy, do we have some great news for you. As a matter of fact, the new October giveaway is posted at BiGGs Golf Talk. And that reminds me, Billy, we have some winners to announce.
Yes. Let's get to the winners, because, Biggs, I got another exciting news that I just found out about.
Oh, what is that exciting news?
In addition to the one giveaway that you know about, Tech has just released their new GPS watch. And one of our listeners are going to be lucky this month, because that's going up as well. So not only we have the one that you're going to announce, but we just got confirmation from Tech that they will be joining this month with a contest giving away their new GPS watch.
Wow, that is exciting. Well, not only that, on top of that, Billy, we're also giving away Golf Pride Tour Wrap Micro Suede grips for the month of October.
Yes, the new ones that came out. Golf Pride is coming up with grip after grip. They got the new putter grips that we just had them on the show. We had Bruce on, 2 weeks ago?
Yep.
So we talked about the putting grips, but, I mean, we got the new tour wraps. Those things are sweet. So I'm looking forward. One lucky listener is going to win a full set of those. So, I mean, we've been keeping to it, Biggs. We've been keeping our contests going, giveaways for our listeners. We got a lot of entries. This month's going to be a big one.
About a week ago, our September giveaways ended, and here is your winners for the Lampkin Grips Tour Wrap. You're going to get a full set of these. Mr. Todd Williams, you're a winner for the Lampkin Grips Tour Wraps. How about that, Billy?
Congrats to you, sir. We look forward to hearing back from you so we can gather your information and forward it on to Lampkins, who were courteous enough and kind enough to have this contest. So good luck and enjoy your new grips.
Todd Williams, you have 7 days from the post of the podcast. So it's not 7 days from Saturday, from what you're hearing right now. 7 days from the post of the podcast, because we realize that some people don't listen to us live. They listen to us on a podcast. So 7 days from the date of the posted podcast, you have to email us at biggsgolftalk@gmail.com, BIGGS, golftalk@gmail.com to claim your prize and let us know all the information. Now, Tech rangefinder, Billy. And this is the second rangefinder we have given away. And you mentioned we are giving away a watch for the month of October.
Yes.
But the winner of the Tech rangefinder for the month of September, a very loyal listener, very long-time follower, shares our stuff on social media. He has been a winner before on this show, and he is a winner of the Tech rangefinder, Mr. Justice Becks.
Woo! Congratulations, Justice. Thank you for being a loyal listener.
I don't have to tell Justice Becks. He knows the rules, but I have to officially say it. Justice Becks, you have 7 days to notify us at biggsgolftalk@gmail.com to let us know you acknowledge you are the winner and get us your information.
Congrats again, Justice. Thank you for being a loyal listener, brother.
So we congratulate everybody, and make sure you enter, and often you have chances to enter every single day into the 2 new giveaways that we will have up on our website at biggsgolftalk.com. So, and make sure you follow us on social media. You never know when I'll throw up a social media contest as well. So always follow us on social media, on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. You never know where it's going to be thrown up at the last second, so make sure you follow us. All right, Billy, it returns here on Biggs Golf Talk. It is Biggs Golf Talk, the ultimate PGA Tour trivia question of the week.
I'm ready. I'm scared, but I'm ready.
GolfFather, what is the origin of the word for? What is the origin of the word for?
Origin. Well, I mean, because golf started in Ireland, so is it spelled the same way? Is it F-O-R-E?
It is F-O-R-E. Would you like me to use it in a sentence?
Go ahead, use it in a sentence.
When Jimmy hit his drive on the tee box, it went way right, and he yelled, "For!" to warn the other golfers from being hit.
Well, I know it's a German word, and we know that "for" means you better get the heck out of the way because it's coming at you. But I know it's derived from the "for" caddy back in the day.
Wow, look at you. Okay, all right.
So, I mean, and because I guess now, instead of yelling for your actual caddy and for people to get out of the way, they would just use the word "for," and that meant their caddy needed to look for the ball.
You're close.
Am I? Okay.
You're
I'm
close.
Sorry. Okay, what is it?
Here is the answer.
Okay.
The term evolved from the 19th century word "for caddy." So you got that part right.
Yep.
A person who walked ahead of the golfers and helped locate errant balls. So it wasn't the caddy. So he had most of it right. It wasn't his caddy. It would be somebody walking ahead of the group.
Oh, okay.
and looking for all the errant balls. The PGA Tour has 4 caddies on every single hole, and they stick a flag in the ground where the errant balls are, essentially most of the time.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that at Valspar. I've seen that several tournaments that I've been lucky to attend. You see the guys and girls that are working, the volunteers out there. They're with their pin flags, and they see that ball, and boom, stand right by, and then walk away. So, yeah, makes sense. I was close, though, man. Can I get like 80%?
Absolutely. You got an 80% on that. Absolutely.
Okay, I'll take 80.
And you know what? I was going to give you a 90% because you only have one part of it wrong. You had everything else, but the caddy looking for the ball. It was another person called the 4 caddy.
I'm close.
You were close. I'll give you 90%, not 80%. I'm going to give you 90%.
Cool. We'll split the difference. Yeah, I like
Wow, Billy, what a travel schedule it has been this summer for us. We are in the fall season. It's still going on.
What do you mean, Ben? Ben, it's still going, Biggs. It hasn't stopped, and it keeps growing.
Well, we are now in the fall season of golf, though, so our summer season is done. We continue to travel, and we have stuff happening all the way leading up to the PGA Merchandise Show in January. We originally, our travel schedule stopped with the New Mexico broadcast at the Folds of Honor New Mexico Patriot Shootout Red, White, and Blue Celebration Dinner. And what an event it was. It was historic, and special things happened at that event.
An amazing event. Lots of friends, lots of new family, people from all around, people from other states gathered with us. It was a great event, man. It truly was. A memorable one at that.
Absolutely. Get it? Drink.
I was going to be kind.
Yes, I know. So our schedule has not stopped. As a matter of fact, things have been added.
Yes.
We have been added to an event that's going to be taking place at the end of October. Some of you may know this particular person. Robert Gomez, Team Gomez.
Yeah, the Team Gomez Foundation.
A couple years ago, we had Robert Gomez on this program talking about Chipping for Children, the event that he puts on annually. Bigg's Golf Talk will be there in 2019 to broadcast live from this event. Hey, folks, I'm not talking about just an event. There's going to be celebrities on hand. You're going to hear celebrities on this show. Rob West will be there performing. There is just a fun and an eventful, packed event raising money for a good cause.
Yep, Chipping for Children. We have the big show on the 27th, Biggs. It's the pairing parties as well. And then the actual event's going to be on the 28th, Chipping for Children Celebrity Pro-Am Tournament. It's going to be a great all-around, way to end our weekend. It's beautiful, man. The things that they do every year, I think so far that their total given to children's charity is over $2 million, brother. Can you imagine that? They've given $2 million from their foundation so far.
And it's just a fascinating thing what they're doing for children, and to see all these celebrities come together to help Robert Gomez. It just shows the respect that Robert Gomez has in the golf industry. So,
well, he's succeeding in his mission, Biggs. They want to empower, encourage, and equip at-risk youth in Central Florida so they can realize their full potential. Who doesn't want our children, especially in today's world, to not realize their full potential? And he's doing wonderful support of that. I mean, $2 million, Biggs. That is a huge number.
Now, the time to be determined on when Bigg's Golf Talk will be broadcasting live, I believe it's going to be that Monday.
Yes.
We're going to be broadcasting after the event, after we golf. So,
yes,
Bill and I are participating in the celebrity program, and we are looking forward to being a part of that. And afterwards, we will be on the air and look for our social media to find out when that will take place. We will be creating an event for that. But that hasn't stopped there, Billy, because the Saturday before that, and I think it is the 26th, October 26th, it is Bigg's Golf Talk Live from, of all places, where dreams are made of.
Yes, when you wish upon a star. That's us. Makes no difference who you are. We're going to be at Wyndham Lake Buena Vista Disney Resort, and we're going to be live, brother. We're going to be live in Disney, so we got a lot of stuff coming before that. All of our ventures will start on that Thursday, continue on to Friday, and then Saturday's live show.
We're going to be doing our live show, giving you our outlook on what this resort is all about, having some special guests on the program. It will be at the same time as our regular show on Saturday mornings, just not recorded. Bill and I will be once again together, and we will be broadcasting from that area, and it's going to be at the same time. So 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern, and 8 a.m. Mountain. So mark your calendars because it's going to be a fun day. It's going to be my first time ever at Disney World. Yeah, there's some stuff in the works, Biggs. I shared with Mickey and Minnie that you had never been there. Wow. It's the place where dreams come true. Yes. You know what I mean? So I got to make sure I say hello to a good friend of mine when I am there. Who's your good friend? Yo. Well, Goofy. Yeah, it's Goofy. I got to go and say hi to my good friend Goofy. Yo. Hey, Big John. Yo. Oh. Well, yeah, we got. I got to see if I can put in that special request so we can get Goofy on. That'll be a great interview if we can get Goofy live. Oh, you know what? I'm going to conduct the interview in that voice all the way. If Goofy's on this, if Goofy's on this show. Let me ask you something, Goofy. How did it all start for you? We're gonna pass on that. We're gonna have the real Goofy on, and you can just be yourself. I could just be Big John, right? Yeah, you just be Big John. We'll see if we can get Goofy. But you know what? Who knows, Biggs? We might go live because we're gonna be all over the place. So we might be Facebook Live. You just never know. Yes. Yeah, because we're gonna be golfing their courses. We're gonna be staying at the Wyndham. We got a lot of stuff going on, so who knows? We got some surprises in store for us, and I would like to be the first time with you when you go to Disney. I want to be there, so I think we're gonna make that happen one way or another. As a matter of fact, phrase of the week it is it's Goofy. There you go. Phrase of the week is Goofy. All right, because we are just two goofy guys. Loving golf. No, just one goofy guy and me. Man, my first time at Walt Disney World. I am so looking forward to it. I arrived that afternoon, Thursday, and we head over there. It's going to be a fun time, and I'm looking forward to the live broadcast. I truly am. Yeah, I truly am, too. How many shows can say they broadcasted live from Walt Disney World? I don't know. I don't know. Then add a golf show live. Yes. Right from the front, brother, right front stage. So we're going to be right there. There's still, minor details to be worked out, but we are going. We're gonna blow it up over there. We're going to have a great time, and I'm really looking forward to seeing Mickey, Minnie, Donald Duck, and everybody else. I can't do a Donald Duck. I used to be able to do Donald Duck. I can't do Donald Duck. I can do Goofy really well. Well? Yeah. Yeah, so. Yeah, you do Goofy really well. Yeah, okay. Just not with the voice, right, Billy? No, definitely not. We're not going to do him during the interview, unless it's the real Goofy. If we can get the real Goofy to be on, it's good. But we're going to have a couple of people from Disney that run the golf. Yep. They're going to be on. Hopefully we'll have somebody from the resort itself, because this resort is beautiful. I was looking at all the different things that they have at it, and they got a little water park. They got gym in there. The locations like in the center for all their golf courses and their parks. They got shuttles. I mean, there's so much that we're going to be able to do there, Biggs. We're going to have a really good time. So who knows when we're going to go live, shoot some videos. We might as well do a video while we're there, while we're visiting the resorts and doing all this stuff. Let's do it. Let's get the stuff done, and we're going to blow it up. All right, we're going to head into our first break. When we come back, it will be On Par with Amanda. It'll be interesting to see what she has for On Par with Amanda on her topic. And after that, we will have our roundtable discussion with Amanda Robertson, the golf diva. So we're looking forward to that as well. We'll be right back right after this.
The United States Golf Challenge, sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka, is in its 5th season of identifying the best two-person amateur teams in the country. 8 teams in 4 flights, in 2 age divisions, represent Team USA in a Ryder Cup-style competition with their international counterparts in the King's Cup. We're looking for amateur golfers like you. The King's Cup is played in honor of golf's greatest ambassador, Mr. Arnold Palmer, whose honesty, integrity, sportsmanship, and commitment to excellence represent the ideals for which the game of golf is known. The road to the King's Cup begins with a local qualifier. Over 100 local qualifiers will be conducted throughout the U.S. beginning in February. By finishing in the top 30% of their local qualifier, teams earn their way into the USGC King's Cup National Qualifier. The USGC is also looking for golf courses to host qualifiers. For information or to search for a local qualifier, the USGC website is www.usgolfchallenge.com.
This is a commercial for golfers. Take the next step to improving your game with ShotScope and discover your strengths and weaknesses. Analyze statistics on your clubs, tee shots, approaches, short game, and putting. ShotScope V2 is the golf watch that combines GPS distances with automatic performance tracking. Once you have it, you won't want to play around without it. Check out ShotScope.com to take your game to the next level.
It's time for commentary, opinion, and controversy. On par with Amanda. And here's the golf diva, Amanda Robertson.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another week of On Par with Amanda. You're listening to Bigg's Golf Talk, and we are happy to have you. So, I have to get into this week. It just seems in the golf world that there's always something going on that's someone is stepping out of line or reacting to something very impulsively. And we see this a lot. We've talked a lot this year about Sergio Garcia. We've talked about Ledbetter. We've talked about a couple, Hank Haney, just all kinds of people that have kind of stepped in and maybe did some things that they shouldn't have. Anyway, Bio Kim is a 29-year-old. He plays for the KPGA, and he was playing on Tuesday, and he was in the lead, and he was most likely going to win. And on the 16th hole, someone pulled out their cell phone and took a photo. Well, the noise from the photo threw him off, and Kim struggled because he hit a bad drive. Well, his first gut reaction to the crowd was flipping the guy or the fan off with his middle finger, and he kind of just made a gesture. I'm sure you've all seen the video or videos, and that was kind of his first reaction. Now, he went on to win the tournament, but he, I guess, had an emergency meeting with the KPGA, and he made a public apology as well as, I guess, he knelt for forgiveness. He was very sincere and even got emotional over the issue and apologized and said, it was something that was kind of just a reaction more than anything. So the KPGA decides to set him up with a 3-year suspension from the tour and a fine of $10 million won, which is close to $8,500 US dollars. So can you imagine, you win a tournament, or you're going to win, this happens, then you do win, but then you get slapped at the end with a 3-year suspension and a fine, which is no laughing matter. What do you guys feel should have happened? Now, I can tell you from my perspective, I do know that it can be frustrating playing out there and you're under so much stress. It's not necessarily that the camera phone made a noise. It's that you heard the noise, you hit a bad drive, you're frustrated because this is your shot to win this tournament and change your career and your life. And so I do get the stress part of it. Now, anytime in life, I'm a big believer in, even in stressful situations, you need to be able to handle yourself. Otherwise, you don't need to be putting yourself in that situation. And so for me, I think it was totally unacceptable. It's one thing to turn to the crowd and be like, really, guys? Come on. Have some respect. Or make a comment. I'm totally fine with that. But to turn around and flip them off, it's on camera. It's very distasteful. And it just shows kind of poor etiquette for the sport and him as, a human. But it did show he's human. We all make mistakes. We all do things. So what I am baffled by is a 3-year suspension. When we have so many people here in the States that literally would have gotten a slap on the wrist and make a public apology. Maybe you miss one event, you're out, and see you in 2 weeks. And so I have to say that it's obviously, the KPGA doesn't mess around. Their culture is very different than the American culture, which is obviously, something we've known for a long time, but they don't tolerate things like that. And so this was something that is very, very, very cut and dry to them. 3 years suspension, here's your fine, boom, you're never doing this again. The only problem I see is that we are human at the end of the day, and things do happen. Now, 3-year suspension is huge to someone's career. So you work your whole life to get your tour card, and here's this 29-year-old who's finally right in the mix, and he's been playing well. He's top of the leaderboard, and you're going to say, sorry, you're out for 3 years. Well, 3 years is basically your career. So he's either going to have to find another tour to play on somewhere else. So he'd have to come play in the States, or he'd have to come, play on the Australian tour or in Canada, but he cannot play the KPGA for 3 years. Do you think that this is also going to hurt the KPGA as a top player and someone, that is looked at like a Brooks Koepka or a Rory McIlroy, or, if you remove one of these players for a 3-year suspension, what does that do for golf? So I'm interested to see what happens for the KPGA, but there's something to be said about every action has a consequence. And I think sometimes in America, we don't necessarily have consequences. Hence why you see Sergio Garcia stomping around like an infant half the time. And so while I'm on board with a fine and you need to provide a public apology and you need to, pay your money, I don't know that 3 years is really something that is necessary. And you can see a lot of people jumping in and kind of coming to his rescue to say, hey, that's not right. Hey, we don't agree with this. And I find it very, very strange that we have so many players that do things like this in the States. And it continuously happens. We don't go 15 years and then there's an incident. Like, we've been having a lot of stuff come up in the golf news lately, in the golf world. And so for me, I think as our culture, we can learn a lot. And while I think they were pretty extreme with Kim, I think we could learn something from that and maybe meet him in the middle. I think we do need to implement more consequences for the things. People get money and then people just think, oh, well, I have money, I can get out of it. And that's the hard part. So you slap this guy with a fine and he just won the event. Like, that's chump change. That's not really, it sucks, sure, to have to pay that fine, but does that really stop him from doing something like this again? Does it really change his actual core value of being a good person. And here's the thing. He's human. He was frustrated. He's under stress. I'm not excusing it, but I do think that does play a part. But as an adult and as a top athlete, if you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen. So, I feel bad for him. I'm definitely interested to see kind of where this goes moving forward. And so a lot of people thought that he was going to appeal because, why don't you appeal? That just seems absurd. But Kim decided he wasn't going to appeal. And he did decide that, because if he did appeal, he didn't want it to look like his apology wasn't sincere. And he said he believes a fine and the punishment that was given to him, was appropriate. And he chose not to appeal either side of it, the financial or the disciplinary action. He said he just didn't want it to seem not genuine. And I give him props for that. I mean, that's a pretty tough pill to swallow. And it's one of those things that, we can all kind of learn from. It makes you take a step back and go, hey, maybe I don't need to react to everything. And I know sometimes it's hard, especially on a golf course. So we'll keep you posted on Kim and see what happens over, the next little while. I don't know. A part of me thinks that they'll kind of change their minds and bring him back. So we'll have to see. With that said, real quick before we wrap up this week, I kind of segueing into the acting crazy on the golf course. I have experienced multiple occasions where I'm playing golf with someone maybe I got paired up with, I didn't know, or you play in a scramble event that somebody invites you to, and you have that one person that just is so erratic and throws a fit every time they don't hit a good shot and just reacts to everything. And there are those people in life. They just are reactors, and they don't think about what they're doing. They just do it. And so for golf, I was playing golf the other day and got paired with a gentleman who actually could hit the ball pretty well. But it's so sad to me that, this is a guy that, maybe plays once a week and probably doesn't really go to the range much in practice. I practice almost every day and I still hit bad shots. Pros still hit bad shots. And he's out there literally throwing a temper tantrum. And for me, I can't do it anymore, guys. The older I get, the less tolerance I have for that. I would much rather play with somebody that shoots 100 but has a great attitude and makes a really fun day than someone that shoots 75 and is throwing clubs, stomping around, driving ahead of the other players in the group. For golf being one of the few non-reactive sports, because the ball isn't coming at you, it's sitting there, I have to say that it has the most reactors out on the golf course, throwing fits, throwing tantrums. So just kind of a little PSA announcement. Remember that when you're playing golf and you're out there, it's okay to be frustrated. That's one thing. I kind of, hit my club down and go, dang it, or whatever, however you react. But to throw a full-on tantrum around people and to make a scene on the golf course and to yell every time you don't hit a good shot and stomp around, just remember that other people are trying to enjoy the game too. And it really is important that you allow it to be everyone's social enjoyment, not just you throwing a tantrum. So just keep that in mind. I would love to hear your stories if you know of any crazy ones of you on the golf course. I'd love to discuss them. Write into me at biggsgolftalk.com, BIGGS golftalk.com. So I would love to hear from you, and make sure you write "on par with Amanda" in the subject line so I know that you're talking to me. Also, if you'd like to reach out to my Instagram, it is @RobertsonGolf. Slide into my DMs, folks, and let me hear your crazy golf stories. This is where you hear all the exciting news and all the craziness that is going down on the links. So let me know your thoughts, and we will catch up with you next week. And until next week, keep swinging for par.
There's a great segment by Amanda Robertson. Keep swinging for par, people. Keep swinging for par. On Par with Amanda, sponsored by Backswing Golf Events. Listen, folks, if you're looking for classy ladies to come and raise money for your event or your charity, as a matter of fact, BackswingGolfEvents.com is the only place you need to go to and book these lovely ladies for your event to raise money and entertain the golfers in your event. Backswing Golf Events is the place for your event today.
Having a corporate or charity golf event? Backswing Golf Events can supply your tournament with personable, professional golfers to entertain and fundraise on the golf course. They can accommodate any size group, whether it be 3 players to 500. They are your team. From range lessons, Beat the Pro, and Pro-Am style roaming, they're making lasting memories one swing at a time. So make sure to check out BackswingGolfEvents.com or call us direct at 661-316-3093 and book your pros now.
In the folded flag, we see the heavy price of freedom. Nearly 9 out of 10 dependents of America's fallen and disabled soldiers do not qualify for federal scholarship assistance. The Folds of Honor closes that gap, already providing over 10,000 scholarships. Join us in this noble mission. Donate today at foldsofhonor.org. This is your call to duty.
Golf is a dirty game. It's time to clean it up with Ready Putt, the only putter cover with a built-in ball cleaner and magnetic surface. Clean balls roll accurately, meaning you make more putts. Sink more, swear less. Clean up your game with Ready Putt.
Tune it up on number 9 on Bigg's Golf Talk on Native Family Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, all your smart home devices, and brand spanking new, as Billy and I talked about in the opening. We are now available in the sports section on TuneIn. So if you have a TuneIn app on your phone or wherever you listen to TuneIn at, we are available in their podcast sports section now. So Native Family Radio on TuneIn live every Saturday morning. After that, we are on TuneIn podcast on the sports section, along with iHeartRadio and Spotify. And Amanda, I know you didn't hear about that, but we released a press release on social media about Bigg's Golf Talk coming to the agreement with TuneIn on their sports channel for podcasts. And with over 100 million potential listeners, we are happy and thrilled.
Expansion at its finest.
Expansion at its finest, exactly right. Amanda, what a great segment by you on Par with Amanda. And I want to use this segment to kind of elaborate what you were talking about in your segment. And the first thing that Bill and I was talking about during your segment was what the what. Because here we have guys like Sergio Garcia destroying courses and throwing fits and throwing clubs on the tee box at his own caddy, and yet he does not get that kind of penalty.
And that's the biggest issue, I think. You know, you can see it from both sides, and like I mentioned, you can say, okay, well, you know, that comes with the territory of being a golfer, of hearing those clicks, hearing, you know, any movement or wrestling in the crowd, like that's going to happen. So for him to blow up is unacceptable. But on the other side of it, it is frustrating, and I get it. I've been there before. Something happens, and it's never constant noise. It's that abrupt interruption, and you're just frustrated, and you're trying to play your heart out for money and to make it to the next week and to keep your card and all of these things. So I understand where his anger came from, but like you said, we have players that do far worse things, I think, to kind of break the integrity of the game. And this guy gets a 3-year suspension. I mean, at the end of the day, like, I know it's not great to flip fans off. I totally get it. But do you feel that he got in trouble because it was caught on camera?
Yeah, but so are the antics. Wait a minute. So the antics of Sergio Garcia and others destroying golf courses and digging and throwing their putter into the green, or throwing their club into the grass, or tossing their club into the ocean. Here's the thing: those are caught on camera, but because of this particular player is not a top 20 player or not top 25 or even top 50 player in the world.
No.
This is where it's favoritism as far as penalties go.
Right. And do you think that, I think a lot has to do with the tour that he was playing on. We're so lax in the States, and he's playing on the KPGA. They don't tolerate. Why do you think they breed such great golfers and great players? Because they don't deal with that BS. And so there's a zero tolerance for that, which I think it's great. I think, you know what, there's a way to be angry and say, hey, come on, guys. But to flip them off and turn around and kind of have that immediate reaction, you're pretty hot-tempered already.
And let me tell you something. Fans are not innocent in this at all. I mean, how about the fan that caused him to stick up that finger and told him he was number one? I mean, what about that kind of ramifications? What about the fans that come? Because, listen, there's only a little thin rope in between players and fans.
Yep.
And that's all there is.
They're right there on a tee box.
Right
there in your space. And a lot of times, you know, how many times have you seen a caddy? Hey, come on, guys. You know, hey, keep it down. Like, hey, can you put your phones away? And what people don't understand, it's not that players don't want pictures taken of them. It's that people have their phones on loud. People don't know how to control the click of the camera. Like all of these things, like a professional photographer that's standing out there, as you swing right after contact is when they start clicking. They don't click mid backswing. And if they do, they are, frowned upon.
I mean, I did not hear about what the fan did. I don't know if you two heard what the
picture.
He took a picture.
He took a picture.
And probably during his swing. Yeah.
Backswing.
Absolutely.
And ended up hitting a
heard it.
This golfer who's trying to make money on a tour, which isn't a whole lot of money on that tour. So he's trying to make a living playing golf on a small tour, and
100%.
He may have had a bad hole before getting to that tee box.
Well, and this is where that fine line for being PC comes in, because you have, you know, we just went through this, you know, with tons of radio people and tons of TV personality that get in trouble for saying what's on their mind. It's not that we totally disagree with what they're saying, but it's keeping it PC enough to not be full out. So this is the thing. I don't know that I disagree with him flipping them off, but you have to have some self-control. And that's where the suspension came in. Like, if you can't control it as a somewhat celebrity, professional athlete, then you shouldn't be allowed to be a part of the organization.
And here's hold on, Billy. I'll get right back to you in just a minute here, right after this. There is a subtle way of telling a fan or somebody you wish to say you're number one to, maybe by scratching your head with the middle finger, you know, that type of thing. But when you straight up just put your finger out and your arm straight out to them, you know, that
we've all been there.
We've all been there. Absolutely.
We've all been there. And you know, I've had someone make, you know, noise in your backswing, and, you know, you just kind of go, really, guys?
Right.
Are you, really? But it's a far cry from just straight out blasting them.
The GolfFather, your thoughts?
All right. Well, you know, Kim went, and they decided, the Korean Tour issued a statement, and they were talking about how he damaged the dignity of a golfer with etiquette violation and inappropriate behavior. And in addition, he was fined over $8,000.
Which is a lot of money from that tour.
Yes.
Sure.
But then you have Kevin Na, who reached out to him, and Kevin Na's playing out in Vegas, and he reached out to him and said, hey, this 3-year suspension is not warranted, because you've had a lot more people in the U.S. doing some crazy stuff. And you can't compare the two tours.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, what about all these players? Sergio is the best example. He should. How many times have the three of us sat at a round table and talked about he should be gone? He should be gone from the tour.
He should have. He should be kicked off. His card should be removed from him and make him re-earn it.
Yep, and he's done. But we're way more lax because we live in a world where the U.S. has to be so forgiving and PC. We don't have consequences for our actions, and that's why people do what they do.
Oh, you want to hear something crazy? Now, here's the catch-22. In America, we're allowed to silence our phones and do all these crazy things. So people can secretly take a photo, and you would have no idea what. Nonetheless, in South Korea, it's against the law. The cell phones that are made in South Korea that go there, they can't have a silent switch.
Yeah, you can. I did hear that.
Can you imagine that? It has to make that noise. So the person that did it knew the noise was coming.
Yeah, like, I mean, you're not dumb.
Yes.
It's not one.
Don't care.
It's not one of those oops moment. I forgot.
No. Oh my God, I forgot and thought it was on silent.
Yeah.
I've done it before where you think something's on silent and it's not. But yeah, to straight out just be like, I don't care. I'm taking a photo anyway. I understand why he was upset. I totally get it. These players are fighting for serious money and serious careers, and
because it's not a whole lot of money they're earning, so they want to get to that next level.
So let's send Sergio over to the KPGA.
Yes.
He would not survive. He would not survive a tournament.
Yeah, I know.
You can't. I mean, I feel. You know what? I feel bad for him. You know, especially since they're brought up with such different characteristics than America. We have more of an entitlement. This guy is so humble, and he's like, you know what? I apologize for it, and because I apologize, I will not appeal. Because if I appeal, then my apology is not genuine.
Not sincere, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing he can do, though, and I think that he should do. He should say, yes, I screwed up. I made a mistake. Okay? I should be punished. I don't think I should be punished 3 years.
Sure. And I agree with that because here's the thing. 3 years I understand the suspension and sits out the rest of the season, but 3 years is your career because if you're right at the point where you're trying to make it, there's no way taking 3 years off can get you anywhere.
But he is making it. That's the problem. He's the top money maker. You just eliminated your top golfer.
Yeah, right. It'd be like you taking, one of our big head honchos, Brooks Koepka, out.
Yeah, and it goes further than that because if you look at his outfit and everything, all the clothes that he's wearing, everything's gone. He's all jacked up with sponsors.
Yep.
Those are all gone for 3 years. Yep. Who's going to stand by you for 3 years for you having dignity, which is sad.
Yeah. Right. I know.
With a snap of a finger and a signature of a pen, this tour just eliminated this guy's career in that area.
Yep. Amen.
Well, I hopefully, if you got guys like Kevin Na stepping up to say, hey, this is not right, blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
They'll have a change of heart, or we might see a new Korean golfer in America.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm telling you, that's his only option. If they keep the 3-year suspension, he's going to have to go to Australia or here or Canada. Like, he has no other choice.
All right, so let me ask you this. Bill the GolfFather Cuebas, if you had the stroke of the pin, what would the penalty be from a GolfFather to this golfer?
For him, you know what? $9,000 American money is a good enough suspension. His apology is sincere. I don't believe that it's not. His culture prohibits him from not doing the right thing, and I applaud him for it. But a 3-year ban for sticking up your middle finger when we have pro golfers of higher stature doing a lot worse, I don't think it's fair. I would sign it. $9,000 is good enough for me. Pay your fine. Your apology is good, and it's done.
Amanda, the golf diva, if you had the stroke of the pen, what would your suspension or what would your penalty be?
I agree. I think a slap on the wrist, and a financial loss is a financial loss. And I think that makes you remember that you're not invincible. And if you want to suspend him for the rest of the season, sure, go ahead.
I still think rest of the season is too far. I mean,
oh no, I agree. I mean, I get it, but 3 years,
right?
I mean, come on.
No, I agree with you too.
It's forgotten at that point.
I agree with you too on the financial part of it. I would also say possibly a 30-day suspension and maybe a 2-week suspension. I mean, it's a gesture. In some countries, it's not offensive.
No,
sure.
Not at all.
I know.
So.
What are we going to do?
All right.
Life on
tour. Oh, please, Sergio, go play on that tour. Please go play on that tour.
I know, right?
I mean, That guy just needs to start over. He needs some he needs some kind of, personal therapy or whatever the case might be, and then come back and earn his way back and earn the respect of the fans and earn the respect of the tour. But I guess the PGA Tour thinks otherwise. So, All right. We're going to head into our next break here on Bigg's Golf Talk. Amanda, I know you got to take off. You got meetings and everything else to go to, so we'll see you soon. And Bill the GolfFather Cuebas, we're going to head into hour number 2, and we will be back right after this. A golf ball that performs for you. The OnCore Avant 55, hot off the tee, a formulated core that delivers more energy and utilizes soft cell technology to achieve ultra-low 55 compression. This blend of innovation and simplicity provides more distance and greater feel. The caliber, maximum accuracy. A patent hollow metal core creates significant rifle spin while reducing side spin, allowing the ball to travel along a straighter trajectory. The OnCore Elixir Tour Ball, hot list winner. The premium cast urethane cover delivers a soft and pure feel off the club face and gives the Elixir ultimate greenside control, durability, and unmatched putting performance. Be sure to check out their combo packages and sign up for the loyalty program. Gift cards are also available. For more information, their website is www.oncoregolf.com. And be more with OnCore.
Golf Dots is a unique, high-resolution ink transfer to personalize your golf game. Golf balls, golf shoes, clubs, Golf Dots can personalize it for you. Golf Dots conforms to USGA rules and doesn't alter the trajectory of your golf ball. Tour proven on all major tours, Golf Dots is designed and made in America. Many styles to choose from that will fit every golfer's personality. New styles are being released on a regular basis. To order your Golf Dots, visit www.golfdots.com and enter promo code Bigg Jon 15. That's Bigg Jon BIGGJON 15 for a discount on your Golf Dots. Golf Dots is available in many golf shops such as the PGA Tour Superstore. The website for Golf Dots is www.golfdots.com. That is golf.dots.com or call 847-829-4238. Personalize your golf game today with Golf Dots.
This is Bigg's Golf Talk with Bigg Jon Vic and Bill the GolfFather Cuebas.
Welcome back to Bigg's Golf Talk right here on the Lake County Sports Network, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and on Native Family Radio. Bigg Jon Vic along with the GolfFather, Bill Cuebas, coming off of a long tour. We're back in the studio, and join us now. RX Golf has been launched as the only prescription discount program dedicated to specifically supporting established junior golf programs across the country while helping to offset the skyrocketing costs of prescription medications. The new RX Golf Card is accepted at over 68,000 participating pharmacies in the United States. By using the RX Golf Card or app, consumers can save up to 87% on most prescription drugs, said founder and creator Michael Thompson. Michael Thompson is joining us right now on the phone line. Welcome in, Michael.
Hey, Biggs. Thank you much for having me on this morning. And it was a nice introduction onto our program. I started the RX.golf prescription benefits program as a singular vertical that's really dedicated to reach the golfing audience, both young and old. And our mission, very simply, is that we give the majority of any funds made, and we dedicate them to the established junior golf programs in the geographic area that the card member, the person is using the card, lives. And that's really done through acknowledgement of the zip codes. We don't take any personal information from people. The card is free. And, every time that script is used or that card is used for a prescription, we dedicate $1 towards the junior golf program in that zip code area. And it's only been active for maybe the last 3 or 4 months. We've had thousands of people sign up. And the beautiful part about the program is that if they go to the website, which is rx.golf, it's not rx.com, but it's rx.golf, Golf. The first thing they can do is that they can search their prescriptions, and they can find out how much money they can save on their prescription drugs that they're currently taking on a regular basis. I would venture to say that about 82 to 85% of all scripts are really generic in base. And our company is one of the largest in the country, just for every, all U.S. consumers, you might say. We've got millions of members that are using our card. And, the golf, as I said, just started 3 months ago. We're signing up thousands of people on a weekly basis. And, the junior programs that we're going to be dedicating the money to are helping us. And they really are grateful for having these funds dedicated strictly for the youth programs.
Let me ask you this, Mike. Bill, the GolfFather, Cuebas, and I, we've heard a lot of initiatives that benefit so many different things. Junior golf being one of them. What made you come up with a prescription card, discount card, to do so?
Well, our parent company, which is RX.Ventures, we're one of the largest prescription benefits companies in the country. We have millions of customers. And what we are doing, we decided to pick certain, we'll call it fields of interest. Me, golf is. I played the tour back in the 60s. I played the senior tour in the mid-90s, 1995 to 1998. And so everything that I've ever made in my life, money-wise, has always been a direct contact or relationship because of golf. And this was my way of giving back to youth programs, because the game is, it's not played the way it was years ago. And what I mean by that is that, the people of interest in that, and a lot of millennials and younger people just aren't playing the game as much as they might have in the past. And we are trying to grow the game from, we'll call it the ground up. 20 years ago, I was one of the founders of the Tennessee Golf Foundation in Nashville, Tennessee. And, we started one of the very first 501c3s for the first tee. And, it's grown. It's one of the most amazing places in the country, because every year we house dozens of kids every week during the summer. And when I say house, we have, bunk beds, and we have a lot of kids that participate. Many of them are minorities, and we try to educate them on the qualities of the game. What does it mean to be honest? What does it mean to be truthful? It's the only game that you call a penalty on yourself, and it inbreds integrity and, great qualities that not just are dedicated to golf, but are instilled properly in the youth. They will carry out into their business lives. And that, to me, is the most important thing that I could help in giving back to the game.
Well, certainly is very noble. And Bill, the GolfFather, Cuebas, I know you actually have prescription drugs and count on every day, as many golfers do. I mean, let's face it, some of our listeners and some of the golfers we have met across the country are over the age of 50 and are counting on prescription drugs to live daily, and even those that are under 50 may be having some kind of ailment that count on prescription drugs and believe in what golf is all about. Do you ever use any kind of...
This is really true, Biggs. I'm 73 years old, okay? And I discovered the prescription cards benefits business a little bit over 3 years ago. And I was on Medicare. I had, a supplemental policy. I had an RX program, program through my insurance carrier, and I found that through a friend, this business, the prescription benefits card business, actually gave me the opportunity to get my drugs cheaper. I had cancer in 2012, 7 years ago, and I was taking a whole variety, you might say, of drugs, and I saved almost $2,600 a year by using a prescription benefits card. I've been very lucky in business. I'm a broadcaster. I own a lot of Fox television stations throughout the years. And I thought to myself, here I am. I'm not hurting for money. But hell, $2,800 is $2,800. And there's a lot of people who cannot afford their prescriptions. So I bought a company so that we could bring this out on a nationwide basis and really use it to help certain, shall we call, affinity type of people to help them save money on their prescription medications.
Bill the GolfFather Cuebas, let me turn to you right now because I'm not one of those people that, I would save money obviously when I go see the doctor and I use prescription drugs, but you rely on prescription drugs every day of your life. Have you ever used a prescription discount card, or B, would you use a prescription discount card?
Yes, I did use it, and similar to Mike, I have my regular coverage, and then I have a supplemental coverage. And when I've seen the benefits, and I didn't know, I was naive. I'm like, okay, yeah, I got state coverage, from the job that I had, and I have supplemental coverage. So yeah, I'm thinking that, paying $10, $12, $15, that I was ahead of the game. Because I'm listening to the horror stories that people are talking about with no insurance. And then I met someone on a travel. We were going to do a live show. And when we were going to do the live show, I actually heard from a girl. She was talking, and then she started telling me about prescription cards and said, you need to look at this. You're going to save a ton of money, just out of the blue. And I went and looked. I can get prescriptions for free, for no cost, using a card. I can go and use the prescription card and get them $5, $10 cheaper than by using my own coverage, which baffles me, because we pay for these coverages, and you can use a discount program saving card like this one and save more money than when you have insurance. And now, before I refill any prescription or get any prescription, I go check there first. That's the first thing I did. So I'm going to sign up for this card anyway, too, just so of course, if you can get it cheaper and you're going to have $1 donated, it's a win-win situation. So it doesn't cost anything for anybody to do it. So whether you have insurance, it doesn't hurt to go in there, punch in some information, and find out if you could actually get it cheaper somewhere else. You got to shop around, and I think we've got lax in that.
Well, here's the beautiful part about the card. Even if you have insurance like I have, okay?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If you have a $15 copay, 80% of the time our price will be cheaper than that copay plus whatever else you have to pay if you have to pay anything. Now, that's number one. But if you go to the website and you go to rx.golf, the first thing you see is a search engine. So you can type in the drug, you can type in the quantity of the medication, the dosage of the medication, the generic price or the brand, and then hit search. I'm sorry, plus your zip code, and it will give you 30 different pharmacies that you can get your drug, and it starts with the lowest price to the highest price. One drug, the lowest cost may be a Walmart. The next one might be, at a Kroger's or a CVS or a Kroger's. Before you even go to the pharmacy to bring your prescription, you know that this is the lowest price in your zip code that you can get this drug. And, that's something that is enormously beneficial to the consumer.
Yeah.
Because drug prices do change on a daily basis. And for example, you may go to for the same meloxicam. Okay, it's an anti-inflammatory drug. The price at the lowest price for the pharmacy may be, I don't know, $14 for 30 tablets or for 60 tablets, and maybe at the bottom of the list, of the 30 pharmacy destinations that are listed, it might be $26. So what the consumer is getting by using a card is to find out where the cheapest one is. It might be the pharmacy, absolutely. It may be the ones you're using, but now you're going to get a cheaper price, or it may be the pharmacy 2 miles away. And if you're going to save $12, I would venture to say somebody might just drive the 2 miles.
Absolutely, I would.
Yeah. Absolutely. I have a question for somebody that I don't get a whole lot of prescriptions. I may get a prescription possibly once a year. Is this a discount card that I can benefit from as well, or is this mainly for those that are living on prescriptions pretty much their whole life?
No, their whole life. My wife gets a prescription. Let's see, 4 times a year. For Meniere's disease. Okay, she goes and gets a refill. 4 times a year, and that's she's not there every month. It's the only medication she takes, and with our prescription, and she has her own. I didn't marry a young pup. We're basically the same age, and. She still has her insurance and an RX policy, but our price is much cheaper than the RX price on the insurance.
Right.
This is for everybody, and the best part about it, what we try to do, we say it on the website. If you know anybody that can use it, have them come to the site. The cards are free. Signing up is free, and we don't collect any personal information. That's the most important thing. A lot of people who are in the business, they're looking at trying to collect as much information from the consumer as possible, because they sell those lists, period. And it's just like, maybe getting a credit card, or you go buy a car. Next thing you know, you're getting inundated with people and, with different types of solicitations. So, if you, I would encourage everybody to try to get a card and use it as best they can.
Mike, we have about 4 minutes here. We're talking with Mike Thompson. He is the managing director at RX Ventures LLC out of Nashville, Tennessee. Mike, what I like about this, I'm on your website right now, and I'm actually enrolling myself. But what I like about it is right there at the top, you have a drop-down menu asking people to choose their regional golf association or golf affiliation. So people can actually, from that, and that's a very long list, I'll tell you. I mean, it's just got hundreds of associations on there. And so is this because when people sign up, that they're actually saying, okay, this is where I want my dollar to go?
That's exactly right. We tried to make it as easy as possible in the beginning for, where the member, once they're, we'll call it the revenue share that we're sending to the different state organizations. I think there's 59 state organizations. Okay. Like in California, there's 2. There's the North and the South. Same thing with Texas and Florida. And so, or you're like, for example, if your radio show promotes it on a regular basis, and you put our API on your website, then when someone goes there and they look at it, and they might go to your website and get a card, and now we know where does that money go to. And the beautiful part about it is I never touch any money in the company. When I say our company never touches any money, we have a major accounting firm that gets all the information on all the prescriptions that are used to where we get paid on, and they know by the member number or the group number where that dollar goes. They collect the money from the pharmacies, and they send the money out to the dedicated recipient. Well, it might be the Tennessee Golf Foundation, okay, or the Southern California Golf Association. They collect the money, send the money out, and they send us a balance.
Wow.
And
there you go.
This is something that, as I said, I was in broadcasting, and this accounting firm is one of the largest independent firms in the United States. Got 200 partners, and I used them for almost 30 years when I owned TV stations. Instead of having an accounting department and a bunch of people on staff, we use this accounting firm, and it really takes the question out of it. Okay, is this legitimate? How are you going to track this? Well, we have the infrastructure to track it, and so does the accounting firm.
Wow,
as I said, we get millions of people using the cards.
Absolutely, I can see. I mean, Billy, they got Florida Golf Association. They have.
I saw that
in Wisconsin State Golf
New
Association. Yeah, I mean, Alabama, Indiana. I mean, all of our listening areas. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And actually, I'm going through the process right now. Very easy process to sign up and be a part of this great program to benefit the future of our golf industry and the Junior Golf Initiative. And Mike Thompson, one more time, the website is
www.rx.golf. rx.golf. GOLF.
So visit that website. It's really, really simple. www.rx, the two letters, rx.golf. Mike Thompson, thank you so much for joining us here on Bigg's Golf Talk. And I'll tell you what, this is a great initiative and certainly something that everybody can benefit from savings for the person that is getting their prescription to our junior golf program to grow the game. So we appreciate your initiative, sir.
Fantastic. Thank you, Biggs. Take care, guys.
More Bigg's Golf Talk.
Have a great one. Thank you.
More Bigg's Golf Talk coming your way right after this.
Still using an old golf GPS watch? It's time to upgrade to ShotScope. ShotScope isn't just a golf watch, it's a fully automated golf performance tracking system on your wrist. ShotScope gives you access to over 100 tour-level statistics. Get putting analysis, short game breakdown, even find out how far you're booming your driver. All data is captured automatically by the groundbreaking ShotScope golf performance tracking system. ShotScope, the ultimate golf watch. Find out more at shotscope.com.
The United States Golf Challenge, sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka, is in its 5th season of identifying the best two-person amateur teams in the country. 8 teams and 4 flights in 2 age divisions represent Team USA in a Ryder Cup-style competition with their international counterparts in the King's Cup. We're looking for amateur golfers like you. The King's Cup is played in honor of golf's greatest ambassador, Mr. Arnold Palmer, whose honesty, integrity, sportsmanship, and commitment to excellence represent the ideals for which the game of golf is known. The road to the King's Cup begins with a local qualifier. Over 100 local qualifiers will be conducted throughout the U.S. beginning in February. By finishing in the top 30% of their local qualifier, teams earn their way into the USGC King's Cup National Qualifier. The USGC is also looking for golf courses to host qualifiers. For information or to search for a local qualifier, the USGC website is www.usgolfchallenge.com.
Golf Talk for golfers on Bigg's Golf Talk. Back to Bill the GolfFather Cuebas and Bigg Jon Vic.
Welcome back to Bigg's Golf Talk right here on Native Family Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all your smart home devices. Bigg Jon Vic along with the GolfFather Bill Cuebas back with you in hour number 2 as we're teeing it up on number 10, and we're on the backside now. And Billy, just before heading into hour number 2, we were talking with RX.Golf, that prescription discount card, and how they are benefiting an initiative for junior golf, and what a great program it is. As a matter of fact, I signed up on their website to receive that card, and anytime I have a prescription, I'm going to use that card. I hope you signed up too, Billy, and maybe I'll benefit what you got going on too.
Yeah, no, I tell you, I was going to sign up. As soon as we finished, I was going to sign up. So I think that this, just the fact that it supports, junior golf, that's what it's about. I mean, how can you lose? You're
Absolutely.
Going to save money. You save money, Biggs, and junior golf benefits were a donation. So I call it winning.
Well, you talk about winning and you talk about junior golf. Let's put it all together because our next guest, Palm Beach County's own Morgan Rodriguez, guess where she's going? She's going to the Masters in 2020, Billy.
I'm going to offer to be her caddy. I don't know if her dad, Benjamin, or her mom might like it, but, I mean, it'll get me a trip to Masters, too. I'm down. I'm ready.
Well, she won the ages 12 to 13 drive, chip, and putt regional championship, of all places, at TPC Sawgrass.
Yes. I mean, how special can that be?
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine the feeling? We're old, and I know I haven't been there yet. So can you imagine the excitement being 12, 13 years old and going out there and representing at the Masters? That's incredible.
There is a long, long list of media. I mean, it's just a waiting list. And so I have yet to be there as a media representative, but to be a competitor and to be on the hollow ground, which we know as the Masters, is going to be a memory forever for this young girl.
Yes. I mean, I don't know. Well, besides playing in the LPGA, what's next for her? I mean, we follow her for the last several years, and she just continues to grow and grow and grow and become a better golfer each and every year.
Well, let's welcome our next guest into the program. She is a junior golfer, and she did win the drive, chip, and putt regional back on September 28th. Morgan Rodriguez is joining us here on Biggs Golf Talk. Now, Morgan, we've had you on our show before from the PGA show, but here we are a couple years later, and you're on your way to Augusta National.
Yes, I am, and I'm super excited, especially since last year I got second place, and that really pushed me to work so much harder so I could win this year and finally go to Augusta and go to the Masters, and it's just really exciting for me, and it's just a dream, and it's such an accomplishment to be going there.
Now, you won the age group 12 to 13, so you're either 12 or 13?
Yes, I am 12.
You're 12.
I will be 13 in March next year.
Morgan, remind everybody, how long have you been golfing?
I've been golfing for about 10 years now, since I was 2.
Wow, that is amazing.
I want her on my team. I got Dick. She's on my team.
Hey, Billy, maybe she could be the second female to represent Team USA and the youngest female to represent.
I can see that.
Yes,
I can see it, Biggs. I can see it. I can see the youngest participant in USGC history, and she'll be my partner. But I think her handicap is so much lower than mine. I don't know if we could play together. I don't think they'll let that happen because you need that 7, and she's too good. So we're gonna have to find a different tournament for me.
Now, Morgan, let me ask you this. Last year you wound up in second place, so you actually seen what it would take to win the tournament. Did that have any factor into what and how you approached to compete at TPC Sawgrass?
Yes, for sure. I obviously was working much harder, and just the adrenaline rush getting there and then waiting for all the scores to come in, and I just really wanted to win, and I'm really happy, and I feel very accomplished for winning finally this year. And last year, that for sure pushed me to get to the level I'm at now and helped me to win this and go to Augusta.
Now, for the people like me, Morgan, that have no clue on how this thing is scored, I see your score at 145 and second place 143. We see the drive, chip, and putt. How did you get the 44, the 41, and the 60, I believe it is? How are those scores accomplished? How did you get those scores?
Well, basically in the drives, they have these flags, and those are the yardages. And based on those yardages, you can get a different amount of points. So I got 14, 15, 15. And basically that's depending on how far you drive. So I drive about 180, 190, 200, somewhere between there. So it really just depends where you are, and then that's how they base you off of your scores. And then for the putting part section, you have to basically get it inside different rings. So if you make it in the hole, that's 25, and then if you make it inside, like, I believe it's like 1 to 3 feet, somewhere between there, you can get 20 points, and then 15 into the outer circle, and so on. And then that's the same thing for chipping. Just chipping is obviously from a further yardage. And for putting, you do 6 feet, 15 feet, and 30 feet, and then that's how you have to keep it inside of the ring. So obviously, any of the participants' goals is to keep it inside of the 20 and 15, and then for chipping, it's like around 15 and 20.
So Morgan, last year you competed, and we did talk about how you took away from last year to help you come back this year and compete. Did you set up drills? I mean, is it the same format each year, or was it changed up this year? But did you set up, like, skills yourself and say, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this just as the format is for drive, chip, and putt?
Yes. So basically it's the same every year. Just obviously it's going to have different breaks, and they're going to have it in different areas, slopes and everything. But the yardage is the same, and the way they base the points off of is the same. And I prepared with my drills. My sister helped me out with that. She basically set up all my putting drills, my chipping drills, and then she was really helping me to get almost the straightest drive I can possibly get and to have the best aim. And then for my putting, she had everything set up for me. She basically made like circles around the hole out of kind of like T's, and we kept those T markers to just hit inside of those T markers, and then the same thing for chipping.
I got a question. Your sister, who's also a golfer, who also is very young and very good at what she does, she's instructing you. Now, I know your dad used to instruct you. I want to put you on the spot now. It's a tough question. Who do you enjoy more training with, your sister or your dad?
I actually just enjoy my sister because she can basically, it's like she reads my mind almost. Because she knows what I want, and, like, she knows what I'm feeling. My dad's more on the coaching side and, like, will help me with the drills. My sister, because of her experience, she, like, knows, like, what I need to do and, like, how I'm, like, mentally, how I'm feeling. So, like, she knows, like, what I need to do to succeed in the tournament itself, and then what I need to mentally prepare for. And she just gets me really well.
Yep. That's awesome. Well, my favorite picture, because, you know, after you won, social media exploded with your face everywhere. But my favorite picture is with your sister hugging you, and you sort of kind of might be raining out of your eyeballs. But I think out of all the pictures that I've seen, that was my favorite. And that picture right there, it could be a cover on a magazine. It was perfect because, you know, I've been watching you guys together in the tournaments that you've been doing and supporting each other, and you can see the love, and that's perfect. I'm glad you chose her. Sorry, Benjamin, it's not her fault. We know that you're the coach because I've seen it. I've seen how you work and how you operate. You set the foundation and the base, and now McKenna's taking it to a different level because, like you said, you guys feel each other. You know each other. The instinct, the fact that you guys are playing on the same stuff. She's already been there, even though she's just a couple years older than you. She's been, you know, she can give you that experience in her mind to help you go better. But another thing, Biggs, I'm not sure if you realize and I didn't even realize it till the other day. Malachi Knowles had posted up on Facebook talking about how Morgan had been basically inducted into the African American Collegiate and Youth Golfers Hall of Fame back on May 26, 2019. I mean, I read that and I'm like, wow, here you are, 12 years old.
And already a Hall of Famer.
Can you imagine that? How did that happen? How does that feel?
Well, it was just getting the call was just something crazy. And it was like, for sure, out of the ordinary because my mom was telling me about it. But, like, I still didn't believe it. I'm the type of person that I have to believe it. Like, I have to see it to believe it. And it was just amazing to get that call, and then just everybody supporting me, like friends, family, and then, of course, Malachi himself. And it's just really amazing for me to be in the Hall of Fame, and then I've just accomplished so much other things just to be 12 years old. And it's just really amazing, especially because I can, like, tell people, oh, I'm in the African American Hall of Fame, and just the diversity and just everything that goes on. And I'm really happy that I am, like, supporting that and showing that I am part of a diversity, and just showing that I can do all that. So
that's incredible.
It is incredible, yes.
12 years old, Biggs, and she's accomplished stuff that we haven't accomplished in 50 years. So it's amazing that someone at this young, I mean, if you listen to her speak during this interview, you're not going to have any idea how old she is.
Right.
The way she articulates and everything, you'd be like, 12 years old, she has an old soul in her, and it's incredible. You know it's for the background of the parents. You see them, they're hardworking people, and it shows.
The whole family is just phenomenal.
It is.
Yes.
It truly is. And to have somebody as well-mannered spoken and representing golf at such a young age, this is what we want. This is what golf helps breed into the future. You know what I mean? It teaches so many different levels of responsibility and how to get along and do things the right way, what we need in society today. And she's a perfect example. 12 years old.
Perfect ambassador for junior golf.
Yes,
absolutely.
She is.
I have one thing, Billy. Morgan, I have one question for you. So, in your young career, who inspired you to do as well as you're doing in golf?
Wow. I look up to, like, quite a few people, I do have to say.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, Lexi Thompson, before she became pro at TPC, in Coral Springs, I grew up there. We lived there for a long time, and she also was a member there, and we were neighbors. And she just really helped me into the golf community. We have Eric Compton, who's really helped me, gave me pep talks, as well as Lisa Leslie. And then my uncle Maurice, he's the long drive champ, and he is just an amazing athlete, and he's one of the best uncles. And Avis Brown, her father was one of the first African-American men to play in a PGA Tour event. And it's just really amazing that I have those people, like, on my side, like, supporting me, and then also giving me advice about, like, sports in general, competition. And then there's just so many others that I can't even name right now.
So wait. World long drive champion Maurice Allen is your uncle?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, boy. I feel sorry for any boy that wants to date you.
Yeah, but we know how Uncle Mo is.
Oh, we know how Uncle Mo is a really good friend of this show.
Yes. We've been with Mo for a long time. So, yes, we've had him on recently when he hit the drive over Niagara Falls. He was on air with us. We go way back years ago. So he's an inspiration. I'm glad he inspires you. I was waiting to see if you were going to mention him because I was going to throw him out there. But yeah, so I was waiting, you know, back in the closet, like, yeah, is he going to say him? So with the people that you have, but I'm going to share something with you, but you just can't tell nobody because it's a secret. But I'm going there in a couple weeks. I'm going to be with Cobra Puma again. And last year, about 11 months ago, we were with Lexi Thompson, Bryson DeChambeau, and Ricky Fowler. And there was only a few of us out there, you know, from the media. And everybody was like, okay, who wants to hit Bryson's club? They raised their hand, all guys. Who wants to hit Ricky's club? Everybody raised their hand. Who wants to hit Lexi's club? Nobody but me raised their hand. So I went up there. I'm like, I'll do it. So I walk up there, and she tells me just about in the middle of my backswing, she goes, you look really uncomfortable. And I hit the ball about 6 inches. So, yeah.
So your normal golf game.
Yeah. Well, no, not really. I usually hit it a little bit farther than that. But you know what? The clubs that she uses are probably twice as stiff as the clubs that I use.
Right.
And the head on that club weighed 3 to 4 times the amount of the weight that was on my head of my clubs. So she's an amazing player. I remember when I met Lexi the very first time at the PGA show, and I told her, I was like, when I looked up at her and I said, Lexi, I remember when you went up to my shoulder, and now I go up to your shoulder. So we've been gone a long time. We had, fun and giggles, and that's what's going to happen with Morgan. I could see her playing on tour in the future, in the near future, because I think this is just scratching the surface. Well, she's accomplished so much.
That brings me to my next question. Enough about the GolfFather, because this is all about Morgan Rodriguez and not the GolfFather here today.
I'm sorry. My bad.
Morgan, besides the drive, chip, and putt, are you competing in junior tournaments then?
Yes, I compete in South Florida PGA events, Hurricane events, Florida Junior Tour events, and just there's other tours that I do stuff like compete in for, but those are the main ones.
And where do you see golf taking you? Are you going to go college? You're going to try and get a scholarship through golf? Or do you want to go beyond college and you want to be a Lexi Thompson? You want to be a really big member of the LPGA?
I for sure want to continue in college and hopefully get a scholarship for it. But at the same time, I'm only in middle school, so I want to see where it takes me, and then I'm maybe considering being pro. And that would be that would be a dream for sure. But, I mean, we always have to see where life takes us.
For a 12-year-old girl, you have a great head on your shoulders and really great answers to the questions we're asking you. I'm totally impressed.
Yep.
The drive, chip, and putt that's going to be taking place, the national championship at Augusta National, at the Masters, what is the purse that is going to be given to you if you shall win that?
I believe, I think I've never actually gone. I'm pretty sure you get, a trophy or something, and, you're on, TV and everything.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you get a
National
lot of exposure for sure.
Yes, you're going to get a lot of exposure. You're going to get a nice trophy for winning because you're going to win. I'm not a betting man, but I'm going to say you're going to win because there are no losers. You're already a winner. Just the mere fact that you've made it there.
Yes.
And, yeah, you're already winning at 12 years old. You're a winner regardless of what the final score is or who's on top. You guys are all, winners. And, I mean, just making it there, being there, walking in there, you guys are far ahead than even guys like me and Biggs who are waiting for that invite or that luck of the lottery to get there. But, I mean, you're going to represent proudly. We're going to be cheering for you. Our money's on you. And we believe in you. We think you're going to take it all.
Thank you. Yes, I really hope so, too.
Morgan Rodriguez, my final question for you is what advice would you have for the kids out there? Maybe the parents are listening and they have the kids in front of the radio right now on iHeartRadio or on Spotify and listening to this program, listening to this interview. What would you say to them to play junior golf?
I would just tell them work hard. Your dreams pay off if you work hard for them. If you want them, just go for it. And then they'll always pay off if you really want something and you work hard for it, and you'll succeed in the end.
Billy, there's no way she's 12. There's no way she's 12.
Knowing her parents and the way they are and the hard workers that they are and the education that they have, I see the fact that her sister is talking about being a doctor on top of the fact that she's an amazing golfer. They're not limiting their children. They're giving them a wide variety of options to be the best that they can be. Who says they need to be just, in golf? They
right.
can be a golfer and still have a legit career outside of it. Not that golf isn't a legit career, but they're giving them options. They're showing them all kinds of opportunities out there through hard work, education, and everything else. And I think it's great. I think it's an amazing job that they're doing.
Well, we're short on time here, Morgan, but can I have you on the show again right after the national tournament at Augusta National and talk about the experience and how it was? Do you realize what kind of place Augusta National is?
Of course, and yes, I realize it, and it's an honor just to be going there. Even if I was sitting just watching, it's an honor just to be up there, and I'm very happy that I get to play there and I get to maybe possibly watch the Masters, and it's probably one of the most talked about places in the golf community.
Now, rumor has it the drive, chip, and putt only one parent was allowed to be with the contestant. Is that still true, or can both parents be with you?
I think they might have changed it, but I would have to find out myself. But my parents are going. Like, my whole family's going. So we'll see when we get there.
Awesome.
We'll be watching,
We'll
Biggs.
be watching. We're going to be following you and rooting you on in the 12 to 13 division. 12-year-old Morgan Rodriguez, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us here on Biggs Golf Talk. Morgan, good luck.
Thank you.
More Biggs Golf Talk coming your way right after this.
Have you ever seen a tour pro line up a putt with a dirty ball? No way. A clean ball rolls accurately, and accurate putts mean lower scores. The solution? Ready Putt. It's the putter cover reinvented. Ready Putt has a patented ball cleaner that's made to absorb and retain water. All you need to do is add water, and it remains wet throughout your round, giving your ball the perfect shine. It also has a magnetic surface to hold your ball marker and divot repair tool. Let's say you switch putters from round to round using a blade, mid-mallet, or large mallet. Ready Putt Original has you covered. Look, putting is hard enough. Accurate putts start with a clean ball, and a clean ball starts with Ready Putt.
For more information about Ready Putt, visit ReadyPutt.com. That is ReadyPutt.com. Clean it and sink it. The Spider Divot Tool's revolutionary new design is better for greens and makes ball mark repairs easy. No sharp ends or dirt in your pocket, the Spider achieves amazing results with little or no skill. With a simple push-pull action, the Spider makes ball marks disappear quicker and better for a smoother putting surface. The Spider includes a magnetic ball marker and is made of milled aluminum to last a lifetime. It also makes a great gift for your next tournament and that special golfer who has it all. The Spider tool from Instagolf is a must-have in every golfer's bag. For more information about the Spider Divot Tools, their website is www.spiderdivottools.com and enter promo code BIGG Golf Talk to get 10% off your purchase. www.spiderdivottools.com. The Spider Divot Tools is the official divot tool of Biggs Golf Talk. Welcome back to Biggs Golf Talk right here on Native Family Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, your smart home devices, and now available in the sports section of TuneIn. Bigg Jon Vic along with the GolfFather, Bill Cuebas, as we tee it up on 17 and 18 here. And joining us is not sort of a big product of the week, but it's certainly some breaking news for the golf industry and what OnCore Golf is doing moving into the future. They are building a $30 million project out there in Buffalo, and this facility is going to bring golf and sports together. It's going to be an entertainment complex, and it's first of its kind. And joining us is Keith Blakely from OnCore Golf. Keith, welcome into Biggs Golf Talk.
Thanks, guys. Glad to be on.
Tell us about what you guys have going on out there in Buffalo. It's somewhat comparable to a Topgolf, but way different and one of a kind, isn't it?
It really is. We've got some interesting things coming together here. Certainly everybody in golf is familiar with what a great venue Topgolf is, and it's really attracted a lot of people to at least pick up a club and swing it, and that's been wonderful, I think, for the game. Topgolf has grown just exponentially over the last 5 years or so, and we were approached by a group that wanted to do something similar to that about 3 years ago. Basically, they approached us because they were looking for a golf ball partner, and they were thinking that they might need something along the lines of our Genius Ball technology to make it work. But as we started to put our heads together, and as you guys know, OnCore is a technology company, not just a golf ball company. We've really done a lot of things and have a lot more in the pipeline. But as we started to look at it, we thought one of the things that we felt golfers would really enjoy more would be to have a lot more sophisticated analytical data about what's going on in each of those hitting bays. So the first thing we said was, look, let's make sure that every single hitting bay in a facility like this has something akin to the TrackMan launch monitor, something that will give good golfers all of the information that they're after about their swing or about their ball speed, club speed, to the point where we could actually provide them with some instructional advice while they're at the facility, if that was of interest. But of course, if you're going to do that, you need to be hitting real golf balls. You can't be hitting flight limited balls. You can't be hitting balls with chips in them. So the combination of OnCore's golf ball technology along with these, increasingly sophisticated launch monitors gave us that as kind of the spine, if you will, of what we wanted to do. But on top of that, if you look at the demographics of people who are in these golf entertainment centers, it's families, it's, kids, it's all kinds of ages, and certainly as many female as male participants. And golf isn't necessarily something that they all want to do. So we began to reach out and partner with folks that were doing some interesting things in other call them activities, athletic activities and sports. And we found some things that we thought were really compatible with this kind of an entertainment complex. Things like indoor skateboard parks and indoor snowboarding and indoor wave machines. I say indoor a lot because there are a few months in Buffalo where the weather is not conducive to doing those kinds of things outside. And it turns out that, there's a lot of technology out there to be able to accomplish those sorts of things. So now you've broadened the interest. Maybe you bring somebody in who loves to skateboard and they see what's going on in one of those 72 hitting bays and decide, maybe I want to pick up a golf club and just see whether I like it or not. So we think there's compatibility. We don't think it's competitive. And that you're necessarily, driving one group, away and another towards it. We think that this is just a great overall entertainment venue that allows us to introduce the game of golf and certainly the OnCore brand to a very broad audience.
Well, not only are you building something fascinating for golfers and sports enthusiasts, but you're also creating jobs, and you're expected to create jobs between 400 to 500 jobs just in this facility along Buffalo's downtown waterfront, aren't you?
Yeah, well, and what's really interesting about this, and one of the big distinctive factors in our decision to move forward with this is the footprint of this facility is actually about 1/3 what you would see in a typical golf entertainment center. So if you look at sites that are considering a drive shack or a top golf facility, they'll say, it's going to take 12 to 15 acres of footprint. Well, there aren't too many downtown areas that have that kind of, flat available land. Our facility incorporates a unique architectural and engineering design that elevates that game board that you're hitting on so that it's sitting about 14 to 16 feet off the ground, above a surface parking lot. And because we're using launch monitors and because we're using OnCore golf balls, we have a ball collection and a targeting system that allows us to keep all of the space below the hitting board available for parking. So we shrink the footprint to about 4 acres. Well, what does that do? That lets us select sites that are much closer to the center of a city. And if the closer you get, the more you're where the rest of the action is, other entertainment destinations, other food and beverage options, things that are going on, professional sports arenas, casinos, on and on and on. So not only are we on the Buffalo River, which is certainly going to be interesting during the fair weather months, but we're actually within a mile of most of the major downtown office buildings, so that, when guys and gals want to come out and practice their golf game or have fun at lunch or in the afternoon, at the end of the day, it's very, very accessible. You're not driving 20, 30, 40 minutes outside of the city, to reach a golf entertainment center. It's right there. And that led to our decision to offer First Tee of Western New York free space inside our venue that they could use to conduct all of their programs. They're a great organization. We wanted to encourage them to bring kids into the facility, and it's much easier, again, for kids that are from socioeconomically disadvantaged locales or backgrounds, that have to use buses and public transportation, bike, walk, that kind of thing, to access something that's near a downtown rather than, again, 30 minutes outside a city.
Wow, that is awesome.
I am looking
That is very good.
at a photo right now of what the project is going to look like. I guess this is a mock-up of to what it looks like. What I'm fascinated by is how attractive it looks on the outside. It kind of looks like giant golf balls is surrounding this facility. Is that exactly what you're trying to portray on what the look is supposed to look like?
Well, that's certainly what the architects had in mind. It's funny, we've heard it described as kind of like a cross between a football stadium and a Noah's Ark. But those exterior panels, what we call the space frame that wraps the game board and the clubhouse, have a nice little dimpled sort of, textured pattern. So, yeah, there's certainly a golf ball element to all of that.
And what I would like to see is some branding, maybe on the middle of each side of, say, an OnCore, and then the number underneath it, just like a golf ball on one of those panels. I like to see some branding. But what also fascinates me is the multiple levels upward you are going with this facility. Looks like it's going to have many places, opportunities for meetings, for events. It looks like maybe there's possibly some lodging involved in this as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So this facility is going to carry three levels of hitting bays. 24 wide, so we'll have a total of 72 hitting bays. And then there will be somewhere in the neighborhood of probably 5 or 6 floors of rooms above that. And it'll start out with, again, meeting, banquet, event kinds of spaces, and then above that, accommodations for whether it's, Airbnb or whether it's hotel rooms or whether it's apartments. There are all kinds of options that are being evaluated right now, but it will definitely have some number of hotel rooms, because part of what we're interested in is providing, again, additional hotel rooms to the downtown region. Buffalo is actually doing quite well and can use some more hotel rooms. And this is going to be a neat place for, families to come and stay when they're in town for hockey tournaments that are, down the street at the KeyBank Center, or any number of things.
Bill, let me turn to you, the GolfFather. How about this type of sports? This is, like I said in the beginning, one of its kind. But they're going to have, and this is, in the plans, have bays with simulated baseball, basketball, hockey, and archery competitions.
It's amazing. I'm looking at the same stuff you are. It's simply amazing. And, they're talking between 120, 160 rooms. I'm trying to figure if they're going to have a radio studio so we can go live there, too. Might as well put a studio in. You know what I mean?
There you go. There you go.
Have visiting radio jockeys to come in so we could do some live shows from there. Can you imagine it, Biggs? I'm looking at the stadium. I'm like, ooh, this is pretty cool. That would be an amazing feat.
Well, and there clearly, there's going to be a lot of big screen format, TVs for people to just go there, have a meal, and watch sporting events and that kind of thing. The other thing that we're doing that relates obviously to your audience is that we're going to have on staff golf instructors that are going to be basically, making the rounds, so to speak, and helping people learn how to grip a golf club, how to swing a golf club at no cost to them. I mean, what we want is for people, we want people to have a good time when they're there. So if they walk by a bay and they see, kids struggling, or adults struggling for that matter, they'll step in and give them some advice, give them some pointers help them become a better golfer and or at least become more familiar with how to be a golfer. And, maybe that translates to them going to their local, par 3 or whatever and giving the game a shot, right?
Now,
that is awesome.
Currently, these plans, the mother place for this will be Buffalo, New York, right along the downtown Buffalo River. But you also have construction plans for other cities already. You want to mention those?
Sure. Yeah, we've had a number of folks who have expressed very strong interest that have a variety of sites in the urban locations that we're trying to start out in. So you could certainly put one of these things out in the burbs, but the advantage of that reduced footprint and the proximity to the denser demographic is really what we're after here. And so places like Las Vegas and Pittsburgh and Cleveland, several Florida cities, and even Staten Island, New York, Toronto, Canada. So there are a number of folks that have reached out to us that have said, and another one is Denver, by the way. Denver, Colorado looks really interesting to us. Phoenix is another. All kinds of folks who are saying, look, we'd love to have one of these in our downtown. It's just another reason for people to live, work, and play, in the city limits, which is what everybody's after these days.
Well, with my attention in the Arizona area now, I'll be able to really take advantage of the Phoenix, but what I love to see is a Santa Fe, New Mexico, or Albuquerque, New Mexico. We got plenty of space here, Keith. Lots of space in New Mexico.
It's funny you say that, though. We actually did get some outreach from Santa Fe, and so there's the other side of this is that you don't have to do the hotel with it if an area doesn't need the hotel, and you don't have to do as many bays if a smaller version. It's very scalable. And again, but the basic concept, being able to put something downtown, even if it's 40 hitting bays or 60 hitting bays, that's all very doable. And we're certainly open to partnering up with folks in different parts of the country that want to consider that.
Wow. This is
now the real question, Biggs, are we going to Buffalo? I want to go to Buffalo. I don't care about Santa Fe. I want to go to Buffalo.
Well,
New York City boy's never been to Buffalo.
That was my next question. Obviously, I am sure OnCore Golf's going to be continuing on, especially with the promotion of this great venue here on Bigg's Golf Talk. I think Bigg's Golf Talk should be there for the ribbon cutting and doing a live show from day one opening in Buffalo, New York.
That's putting Keith on the spot. There you go.
We will absolutely welcome that. No question.
See that? Let's go to Buffalo, Biggs.
I have never been to Buffalo, New York. I am looking forward to it, especially to this facility. What a way to make that first trip to Buffalo, New York. I know, Billy, you're originally from the Bronx. Are you familiar with a Buffalo?
It's the only true New York team left, brother.
There you go.
I can't figure out how my New York Giants are playing in Jersey, so I haven't figured that out yet. So I always root for the Buffalo Bills because they are the only true New York team. But I've never been to Buffalo. I'm a city boy. So, but I'm going to Buffalo. That's all I know. I'm going to Buffalo.
We're talking with the chairman of OnCore Golf, OnCore Technologies, Keith Bakley. And Keith, if people want to follow the progress of this great facility, how can they do so?
Yeah, we've set up a website that I'd encourage people to go to. First of all, it's got some great video flyover of the current site that we're going to be building on, as well as some animation of what this whole facility is going to look like, we think, when it's done. And that's OnCoreBuffalo.com. So OnCore Buffalo.com. And we've actually put a sign-up page so that if folks want to enter their email address, we'll send them regular updates as to how things are coming along.
Get this, Billy. The OnCore Buffalo facility will feature a unique elevated game board with targets, as Keith had mentioned, from anywhere from 50 yards to 170 yards with a back wall with targets representing distance of up to 250 yards. And, Billy, I know you looked at the mock-up and you looked at that 250-yard target. That's not a small target. That's a huge target for you to aim for, isn't it?
That's a huge target, but doesn't mean we're going to hit it.
What I like,
I think,
what I like about this GolfFather and Keith is this is for everyone, literally for everyone. The serious golfer that wants to get some practice in, wants to get some numbers, enjoy a good meal, enjoy some good entertainment, and possibly, golfers are other sports fans as well. We have golfers that are fishermen. We have golfers that love to play baseball. We have golfers
Tennis,
that love to hunt, so they love to use archery, so that kind of competition. So you can actually do it all in one facility, and that's the OnCore Buffalo facility. And that's what I like about this. For the serious golfer, what a great way to prepare yourself for an upcoming tournament, get your numbers dialed in. But then again, for that just casual golfer that loves to have fun at a Top Golf or whatever case might be, this is a great way, too, with other sports in mind to simulate with.
Absolutely. And, in Buffalo, we have a community of what we call snowbirds, right, that folks that head south. They head south in November, December, that kind of thing, or sometimes just go on vacation. And what do they want to do when they go on vacation? They want to golf. So what do? You warm up a couple of weeks beforehand at this facility up in Buffalo so that by the time you hit the links, you're in good shape.
That's awesome.
Well, Keith, I know you guys will be at the PGA show in Orlando, Florida, especially with this upcoming. I hope that you'll be able to join us on stage and give us some latest updates to what's happening. I know this is scheduled to open up in 2021. And before I let you go, do we have an update with the Genius Ball? I know we talked about it a couple years ago. I know some things were challenging for you guys regarding the ball, but do we have an update when it comes to the Genius Ball?
We absolutely do. And the good news is that we've overcome what we believe are all of the serious technical hurdles that we had in creating something that was going to be not just a ball that survived, but a ball that felt like every other golf ball you want to play, so that it performed on course the way that it needed to. So what's happening right now is our first version is not a Genius ball. It's not quite as smart as a Genius. It's going to be introduced within the month, and it's going to be used in putting at miniature golf facilities. There's going to be a partnership announced that I think are going to raise some eyebrows. We're very excited about it. I unfortunately can't disclose details. I got to let the guys who are actually going to be our facility partner do that in the next few weeks. But it was what I'll call the on-ramp to solving some of the problems and challenges we had on the Genius Ball. And now that we've done that, we're full speed ahead, working out the final manufacturing elements of the Genius Ball. Our hope is to have that ready sometime early in 2020, possibly around the time of the PGA show, but we're certainly hoping to have it in people's hands by the Masters.
Well, I hope.
Well, Biggs,
yes.
Just before we finish, whoever his partner is, please give them our information. We'd love to have them on the show once they make the announcement, and help spread some love to where they're at, where the balls are going to be, and wherever this facility might be. We want to help share the word, share and spread the word for you guys.
We will absolutely do that.
And lastly, Keith, I want to personally thank you. I know I could say for Folds of Honor, New Mexico, almost 200 golfers used the Elixir golf ball back on September 23rd, and we heard nothing but good things about that golf ball from those golfers that have never heard of OnCore Golf and became instant customers. So I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, because I asked you guys to donate those balls with the Folds of Honor logo on them, and truly every golfer enjoyed the Elixir golf ball. So thank you so much.
Oh, well, it was certainly our pleasure. And, of course, we can't give enough thanks to all of our servicemen, active and retired, that have done so much for all of the rest of us. So it's a very, very small thing for us to do. We were delighted to do it. I'm glad that the response and reaction to it was very favorable. And as you know, we're trying to encourage our vets and active personnel to become part of our loyalty program. We put them right into the Eagle category the second they sign up, so that they've got a special discount level on anything that we sell.
There you go. OnCore Golf is their website, and look for links and information about the OnCore Buffalo facility, the information that's being developed as the months, weeks go by. We will share that information with you, and look for the current interview about the Genius Golf Ball moving into the putting industry on to miniature golf. So we're looking forward to having those partners here on Bigg's Golf Talk. Keith Blakely, thank you so much for joining us here on Bigg's Golf Talk.
Absolutely, my pleasure, guys. Look forward to seeing you in a few months.
Thank you.
Okay, take care.
Billy, that does it for another great show, my friend. I know you got to get going. I will see you soon. And for the Golf Diva, Amanda Robertson, for the GolfFather, Bill Cuebas, I am Bigg Jon Vic. This has been Bigg's Golf Talk. As I always say at the end of each show, good golfing. And, Billy, you matter.
You matter, brother.
Thanks for listening.